Hi guys, as you could read in the title, this will be review of Anchor processor after a year of use. So all these, I will show you that this is not empty. All of these in this one as well. Are developed with Argo processor. Before we start, I want to tell you one more thing. At the end of this video, I will have small surprise for you. So stay to the end so you can get this surprise. So I developed like 300 to 400 films with Argo processor. So I think that I can say that I know this processor and I know what I can achieve from this processor. And I think that you can agree with me. One disclaimer, I bought Argo processor by my own money. So yes, I bought it from Hazen Film shop in Madrid. This is my friend shop, but let's start from the beginning because as you could see, I have one and I have second unit. I love it so much that I have two of these. One is the earlier model without plug for the USB-C, so I put the electric tape on it. And second one is with this USB-C closing pin, but still if I lose it, I will use just electric tape like on the old one. Besides that, they don't differ in any way. They are just the same Argo processor. Okay, so second disclaimer, this film probably be very long because if I like something very much, then I like to talk about this and probably I will talk many hours and then cut this film to the shortest possible way. But still, I get my notes. There are few pages of them, as you can see, and I will try to stick with them so I can make this video as short as I can for my standards. So you better take some tea or popcorn, chips or anything and sit down and relax. Or if you are on a toilet, then I will try to do my best and you do your best. So if you buy Argo processor, you will get Argo processor and you will get two real Patterson tank with the lid, with two of these reels. As you can see, second one is here. So two of these reels. Modified funnel, because this funnel have some holes. I hope you can see them. So the water can get to this probe here. And you get sticker so you can drill holes in your already had Patterson tank funnels. You got some manual instructions, some USB-C cable, and I think that's it. Okay, so this is what you get. Now we can talk how this works. So you load your film, you close the lid, and don't worry, these three holes here don't compromise light tightness of this Patterson tank. Oh, one more thing you get in the box. You get this ring to support your Patterson tank when it's in horizontal position. So you take your tank, put this feet like this, then take your Argo processor, find your holes, then you put it inside, and I take it on the ground mostly, but today let's do it on my chest, and put it with some force so it's get tight and you won't get any leaks. And now you can develop your film with this device. So guys, in this year of usage of this Argo processor, I developed many films as I showed you. Most of them was C41 and black and white. I did some ECN2. I did some black and white in Monobuff, in Rodinal, in D76, and in few different developers. But of course, in Argo, you can develop not only your 35 and 120 film. You can also develop, because Ago make their own reels as well, and they sent me with this magic one, few other products. So they produce, okay, this is 110 reel, and they make their own 110 reel. So this is very, very nice. This is probably 3D printing. It's very nicely made and nice red color. They also made reels for paper, but I don't have it here. But they do, for example, reels for large format. This is 4x5. And as you can see, there are few sheets of 4x5 film here. So this is very nicely made, and it can hold, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets of film, because 3 are inside right now and there is 1 space left. So yeah, it can hold up to 4 sheets of 4x5, and of course this is standard Patterson reel. So let's put it together as it was, like this, and let's put it back to this magic tank. And let's close it and put on the side. Ago processor works by compensating time to your temperature of your liquid. When we put it on, we can go to default programs, or you can make your own custom programs. For example, if you mostly shoot one type of film or few different types of film, not like me, because for YouTube I test many different films, so I don't use this custom programs, but you can make your custom programs and you can use default programs. So as you can see, I'll try to show you. Okay. You will see a glare from the light. So we have black and white general, cine steel, monobuff, C41 from Tetanal, C41 from Bellini, C41 from Cinesteel. This is what I use. Then we have C41 from Arista, from Adox, from Jobo, from Flick Film, some E6 from Cinesteel, E6 from Arista, ECN2 from Cinesteel, ECN2 from Jobo, and many other things, as well as RA for Arista. You may be asking me, okay, but how this Ago processor know how to compensate the time? So I will show you on the second unit. There is this probe. I hope you can see it, this one here. And this is the temperature probe. So Ago measures the liquid temperature with this probe, and then it has its own graphs how to compensate when the liquid is too hot or too cold. Because this is rotary process, if you develop black and white, Ago subtract 50% from the time that you put in. So this is nice because you don't need to do calculations to subtract this 15% from your time. So this is nice, and this works automatically. Of course, you can turn this off if you want. You may ask me why I like it so much. I like it so much because from when I start to use Ago, all my films are developed exactly the same. So development are very stable and they are repeatable. So each film looks always the same and is developed always the same. And you, for example, don't have to worry about shifting the temperature. For example, I live in Poland. So in summer, we can get up to 30 some degrees. But in the winter, we have temperature outside on the minus. So for example, right now in my studio is 20 degrees. So if I would develop black and white, so this is perfect. But for example, even in this summer, I get like 23 or even 24 degrees in the liquid inside of the Ago processor when I developed my black and white film. So yes, you can see on my Instagram or on my other videos that every single film is developed very good. Photos are always looking the same. So for repeatable I think this is the best. Another advantage of this system is size. If you ever seen a Jobo processor, then it's huge. It's probably would take all space on this desk. And for example, if you don't have your own dark room where you can hold your processor, you do it like me in the kitchen of your apartment or your studio, you need to always take it in and out. So this takes so less space. So for me, this is great and I think ideal to use. But let's go back to this temperature. So it's always stable because it measures the temperature and add or subtract the time, especially with C41. When you almost always lose time when you use just your normal Patterson tank and agitate it in the water, because you agitate and then put into the water if you use it by hand. Then you lost 1, 2, 3, or even 4 degrees in that case. You even lose temperature when you pour your chemistry into your tank. Before Ago, I didn't know that I lose so much temperature when pouring liquid to the tank. Even that I do preheat my tank, still I lost some half of 1 degree or even 2 degrees when I pour chemistry from pitcher or bottle to the Patterson tank. And with Ago processor now I can see it and I can prevent it by heating 1 degree more my chemistry, and then when I put it in and I lose the 1 degree, so I'm on the 39-degree temperature, and for most of the time I lose 1 or 2 degrees when I develop with Ago, and then this compensates for that lost in temperature. So all of my color shots and color films are perfectly developed. So as I showed you, this is pretty easy to attach and pretty easy to use. Most people that did reviews of Ago processor before me, they would tell you that this is very economical because you can put less chemistry inside. And yes, that's true, because when you develop by standing and rotating with your fingers or even do the agitation by yourself, you still need to use more chemistry. If one film needs to be filled with 290 milliliters, then let's call it 300. Then for 2 films inside of this universal tank, you need 600 milliliters of your chemistry. And if you use this in this position with Agro processor, for 2 reels you need only 350 milliliters of liquid inside. So this is almost half of liquid that you need to have inside. But this is obvious, you use rotary processor in horizontal mode, so you need less. Okay, then if you use one shot chemistry, you use less liquid, so you use less chemistry in that liquid. So this is obvious and all people told you that. What I want to tell you is that you don't only use less chemistry, so it's more economical, but you also use less time. And you may ask me, how less time? If you want to develop, for example, 5 rolls of your color film, most kits for developing color film are to make 1 liter of working solution. So if you want to develop 5 films in this tank, you need 1.5 liter of chemistry. Easy math, yes? 5 times 300, 1.5 liter. So you need 1.5 liter of chemistry to develop 5 films at once in 5 reel tank. And then if you have fresh chemistry, it's 3 minutes and 30 seconds to develop with C41 from Cinesteel 5 reels of film in 5 reel tank. But if you use Agro processor, you can develop 8 reels in the biggest 8 reel tank with only 950 milliliters. So if you want to develop up to 8 color films, you just need 1 liter of chemistry. So this is not only economical because of less chemistry you need, but economical because of less time you spend on developing. And for me, this is the biggest advantage of this system, that I can take my 8 reel tank, put 8 reels of color film, and put inside only a liter of chemistry and develop all the films at once in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Of course, this is only developing time, then you add the bleach time, but still, you do it one time. So, for example, you only need 15 minutes to develop 8 reels. And if you want to do it by hand, then you need like 2 liters. And if you want to use normal 2 reel tank, then you need to do it on 4 batches. So still you need 4 times 15, 1 hour. So you see, you don't only get economical on chemistry usage, but you spend less time on developing. And if you are like me and you shoot many films and you shoot color and black and white on the same session, then you use 2 of these working on the same time and developing, for example, in one color and in second one black and white. So yes, you save money, you save time, you don't have to stand and do the agitation because when you normally develop your film, you need to agitate it. Yes, your developing depends on how fast you agitate and how smooth you agitate, because some people just rotate like this or with one hand, and this also changes how your film is developing. And with Ago, it's always the same. And of course, you can be multitasking because Ago will develop the film for you, and then you can do something different in this time. For example, I put both of these to development, and in that time I put other films on the release in the dark bag. So when they end developing, I just can take processor, stick it on the another Patterson tank and put another developing session. So this is great. One thing that I found that helps me is when I pour chemistry in, I like to use jugs or pitchers, how you want to call them, with this kind of shape. So this kind of tip. Because when you use this kind of pitcher with this kind of tip to pour in the liquid, it spill less and you can pour it quicker. So this is pro tip from me. You can use this, or you can fill your tank when Ago is standing like this. You just fill it in and then put on the proper position. So about pros, it's small size, it has built-in battery, you can put your own custom programs, it rotates your film, it's compensating the time, it's easy to use, easy to clean, it's easy to assemble, easy to disassemble, so it makes you spend less money on chemistry and it saves you time on developing, so it's easy to store. Battery is lasting about 5 or 6 hours. It has, as I told you, USB-C connection to charge. So you don't need special charger, you can just use your phone charger to charge this. And of course you can upgrade the software because they change some bugs and adds if there is some new chemistry. And you can develop many different formats with this. So this is another plus for us. So guys, let's turn this on. Let's say we want to develop color film. So I go to C41 Cinestill because I mostly use Cinestill chemistry. Let's go in. We have heating time. developing time, bleaks time, rinse time, and this is stabilizing. And as you can see, we have 39 Celsius, and this will be stainless steel C41, and this thermometer says that this will calculate our time when the temperature will change. I have prepared water here because I didn't want to develop real film because probably I will mess it up when I record it. Let's say we have preheated the tank, so our second step is developing. So I take my chemistry and I will start developing. So I start pouring the chemistry. Okay. So guys, as you can see, I go see that the temperature is 34 degrees, 33 even now. It lost another degree, and you see it adds more time. So we have now extra 3 minutes and 39 seconds added to the time of developing the film. It's developing our film by constantly rotating it in one way and then in another way. So your film is always in fresh chemistry. And 3 beeps, we are ended with developing step. Now we need to pour our chemistry. And now we need to do rest of your process. So for example, we would bleaks. But you know, this is only water, as I told you. This is for demonstrating purpose, but still you take your second chemistry and put inside. Oops, I spilled. Okay, but let's talk more. So I will stop this. In normal developing session, you will put developer, then put bleaks, then rinse, and take out your film. But this is only for showing you how it works. So it works great, as you can see. And as you can see, this is bigger tank. Let's compare it. Wait, where is my 5 reel? Okay, so yeah, this is a 5 reel tank. And if I want to fill it up fully, then I would need to use 1.5 liter of chemistry. And right now it's, I don't know how much I put it because I just always put it to point where I can see it clearly, but it needs only, this is 5 real tank, so it needs 650 milliliters, and this is the 650 milliliters, so it's less than a half. It's probably, you can see that I put a little bit more than 650 milliliters, but I don't know if this was full of water or not. So let's check how much water we get. So yes, this wasn't full. It was 950 milliliters, so a little bit less than 1 liter. So as you can see, this works great and need much less chemistry than you think. So yes, guys, after developing, then bleaching, you need to take your Agro processor under your tap, put tap water inside, then press play, then it will rinse. And this is it. So let's talk about cons. The biggest con probably is the price. Right now it's 439 euros. You can buy only processor without the tank for 414 euros. And here I can help you. When you buy Anki processor on Vintage Visual site, you can use my code Marciniaco. It's the same as my YouTube name, and I will write it here and in the description of this film. So if you use my code Marciniaco, you get 5% discount. If you shoot a lot of film like me, or you have some dark room with your friends, then I think Ago processor is one of the best purchase that you can make. Of course, if you buy new Ago processor, you have warranty, and guys at Vintage Visuals are very helpful and they always help you with everything. And if something's happened, they probably will send you a new one or repair your unit. So yes, I think that the only real con to this is that this is quite expensive. And if you don't shoot too many films, then it's hard to spend all that money on processor to develop film. But after this year of usage this processor, I think that if even I would shoot less film, but it would be my hobby, then I would still try to find money to buy this. You can ask me why. When we have a hobby, we like to be the best in that hobby, yes? So it's way more easy to be best or the best in the hobby when you have help from this kind of processor, because you as a human can make mistakes. You can, for example, rotate too hard, or for example forget to rotate because you don't know, were distracted by phone or something, and Ago will don't get distracted. A few times before Ago I was distracted by phone and forget to do some agitations, or I forgot to pull out the chemistry on time. Ago will beep you when the time is near the end, so you will know you need to go to your Ago processor and pour out the chemistry to your pitcher, to your bottle, or whatever you want to hold your chemistry. It simplifies development. For example, I like to develop film because this is time for me, so I can relax and develop film. With Ago, it's even easier and more relaxing because I don't have to stand and constantly rotate my tank. Then I don't need to constantly watch the time because it beeps. It's compensating for your temperature, so you always get the same results. I think this is the best purchase that I did if we talk about shooting film, developing film. If you like what I'm recording, subscribe to my channel, guys. Leave the thumbs up and ring the bell. It helps a lot. And if you want to buy Ago processor for you or for your second half, because he or she is a photographer and you want to make them Christmas gift because it's near Christmas, you can use my code in the description of this video. It will give you 5% discount on Ago processor. And I think that's it for now. Remember to shoot film. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.